So what does being a jerk mean? A lot of people have been labeled as jerks, and I think we have to define what that means. I think being a jerk in interpersonal relationships basically means that you aggressively ignore boundaries with people and you go far beyond them and you get way too personal, with really no right to get in people's business, like going to people and telling them your nose is big, or just saying just something that just completely a disregard for respect for the person. And I think when you offer criticism disrespectfully to people with no motive of ever improving that person, then you're a jerk. But when you offer feedback to somebody or maybe criticism of somebody with the intent of helping them, that's a completely different thing. But I think a jerk is somebody that you say something that may be true. There may be a grain of truth in what you're saying, but your motive behind that is just to cut them and just to say something horrible to them and just to demean and belittle them. That's being a jerk. But if you say what you're saying with the intention of helping them, like for example, saying, hey, I don't know, like for example, telling somebody, hey, you need to lose weight. Well, there's a way to do that where you care about their well-being, and there's a way to do that where you really don't care about their well-being. You're just trying to insult them, and I think we live in a day and age now where people are scared of just saying the things that need to be said. I think men need to every now and then have some pretty honest and direct conversations with each other. I think you were out of line there. I think what you said there, you should have said that. I think in this area of your life, you are completely out of line, and you're missing the mark terribly here. I think those conversations need to be had with men, but the missing element of a lot of that is love. I think that it is unloving. It is unloving to not have hard conversations with men who need it, but it's also unloving to have hard conversations without the motive of love, if that makes sense to you. And I think that being a jerk just means you may say something that's true. You may be saying something that they need to hear, but your motive for that is self-centered and not looking after their best interest. And that's something that needs to be talked about. And so learn that if you're going to say something, sure, I think that needs to be said. But if you're going to say something, ask yourself the question, do I really care about this person? Is there an ulterior motive here? Am I going to say what I'm about to say just to make myself look good? Well, if that be the case, then don't say it, because you're not helping, you're hurting. And you may not be a guy who helps, but definitely try not to be a guy who hurts. I mean, it's kind of like when it comes to church work. You may not help a church, but definitely don't be the guy that hurts a church. You don't want to be that guy. I'd rather in the day of judgment be the man who didn't really do anything to push the church forward rather than the man who pulled the church back. That's not a good thing. So just want to offer that definition to you. You're saying something that the jerk and the reprover and the rebuker may both say the same thing, but I guess the motive is different. And just a thought to think about today. So subscribe to this channel if you're new, and we'll do more videos like this. God bless you.